Hello everyone on Twitch and YouTube. Welcome back to the stream. Today we are going to be playing some more GT4. We're going to see, well, we're going to continue our playthrough of the game, and we're going to see how things go. Last time we left off, we did the license tests, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, we did. We got an International B license, and we did the first set of driving missions. And we've done the World Classic Car Series, the Tuning Car Grand Prix, Supercar Festival, and the Clubman League. Today we're going to be starting with the Premium Sports Lounge series, which means we need a production car that is 100,000 credits or more. And it has to be on sports tires. So let's have a look. Sort by price. Alright, let's have a look at what cars we've got here. So the cars that I'm looking at, we've got the Jaguar XJ220, we've got our Mercedes-Benz SLR McLaren, we also have our M3 GTR. Let me switch into, let's say, the TVR that we were running in the previous stream. Let me see what the competition is. Okay, so we are up against some pretty fast cars then. Let me have a look at the grid, see what cars out of this. Oh, we're up against the TVR, potentially. Yeah, we'll run ours then. So, first up we've got 4 laps of Côte d'Azur. Alright. Says it's going to be a 1-point race, although this car is... well, it doesn't have a lot of grip. Which is why I maxed out the ballast and put all of that ballast towards the rear of the car to hopefully get some more weight on the rear tires and, well, make it more drivable. Or at least to help it grip up more. I made a comment on this car in the previous stream and said that Polyphony Digital really did this car dirty in this game and making it a lot worse in performance than it actually is, or than I feel like it would be. And unfortunately, as the Mercedes-Benz here squeezes us into the wall, and unfortunately with the Spec 2 mod they didn't really change anything to this car in terms of performance to kind of make it more representative of its actual performance. Which is a shame, but is it really that much of a problem? For certain events it could be, yeah. It does reduce its viability in some events where it could otherwise be a competitive car. We got into the lead of the race pretty quickly. And by quickly, I mean very quickly. One lap in and we're already 11.7 seconds ahead of the Mercedes-Benz. Or was it the Aston Martin that was P2? I think it was the Aston Martin. It was the Aston Martin. See, I feel like that's something that the TVR shouldn't be having a problem with. Just unnecessary levels of understeer in a car that, even with the maxed out ballast, still weighs only 1,200 kilos and has pretty wide front tires, and especially when I'm running sports soft tires. I think I'm gonna put the road tires back on if this is how much I'm winning this race by. Because clip the wall there. This is really easy. Anyway, round the final corner. That's going to be the first race of the Premium Sports Lounge secured. And 12,000 credits for winning the race. Race 2 now, we've got 5 laps of Opera Paris. Going to downgrade our TVR to road tyres to hopefully make it a little bit closer and more challenging. And it's still a 1-point race, even on the road tyres. Alright, we passed the Shelby and the Mercedes-Benz to take P4. Dive down the inside of the Spiker for P3. Go past the right of the BMW for P2. Braked way too late. Keep it out of the wall and we'll go around the outside of the Pagani to take the lead of the race. Can definitely see that even with the road tyres I am still comfortably faster than even the second fastest car in this race. Just imagine how much faster this TVR would be if it was actually accurately scaled in terms of performance, I guess. I'd say they scaled it correctly in terms of how many A-spec points it's worth, but they didn't really translate it into car performance. Alright, start of lap 3 and we're 9.2 seconds clear of the Pagani in P2. Braked a bit late there. Starting lap 4, we are 17.5 seconds ahead now of the Pagani in P2. Needless to say, we are dominating this race, even on road tyres. This TVR is just simply in a league of its own. Final lap now. Now to just bring it home. Oh, braked way too late there. Just managed to keep it out of the wall. There's a few more corners to go. Around the final corner, and that's going to be race 2 of the Premium Sports Lounge in the back. Whew. Another 12,000 credits. Next we got 5 laps of Hong Kong. In reverse. So for this one, we're up against a 2000 Mercedes-Benz CLK 55 AMG, a 2003 BMW M3 GTR, a 2000 Mercedes-Benz CL600, a 2002 Mercedes-Benz SL55 AMG R230, and a 1994 Giuseppe V16T. I'm going to keep the road tyres on since it seems that our car is more than quick enough to win this race, even on those tyres. Let's go around the outside and then down the inside of the Giuseppe. Out-drag the Mercedes-Benz CL600 into the next corner. Stick behind the Mercedes-Benz SL. Dive down the inside here, the hairpin. Go and then just out drag the BMW and the Mercedes-Benz CLK down this straight. So massively out brake, just keep it out of the wall. Into that wall, that is my bad. Alright. Start of lap 2 and we are 5.7 seconds ahead of the BMW that's made its way up to P2 now. Gap is 9 seconds at sector 1. Braked a lot earlier for that corner this time. Sector 2, we're 12.2 ahead of the BMW. Massively outbrake myself again. Start of lap 3, we're 14.6 seconds clear of the BMW. Outbrake myself again. Again, massively outbrake myself. Lap 4 now. 2 more laps to go. contact with the outside wall. Final lap now. We are 30 seconds clear of the BMW as of Sector 2. And that's race 3 of the Premium Sports Lounge in the bag. And another 12,000 credits as well. Next we got 4 laps of high speed ring. In reverse. This one we're up against a 2000 Aston Martin DB7 Vantage Coupe. The 2000 Mercedes-Benz CL600 is returned. The 2005 Ford GT. The return of the 2000 Mercedes-Benz CLK 55 AMG. And the 2004 Mercedes-Benz SL600 R230. Yeah, in other words, just another 1-point race. I think the only way it doesn't become a 1-point race is if I go up against a TVR. And just like that, before we even get to turn 1, we are already clear of everyone else. Oh man, this car is just not turning. Alright, 1 lap down, 3 to go. Start of lap 2, I am 8.6 seconds ahead of the Ford in P2. Sector 1, I am 10.9 seconds clear of the Ford. Now surpassed the halfway mark of the race. Start of lap 3, we are 16 seconds clear of the Ford in P2. That was a beautiful corner, that one. Final lap now. Oh, accidentally shifted up to 5th there. And that's going to be race 4 of the Premium Sports Lounge in the bag. And also another 12,000 credits. And for our final race, we got 3 laps of New York reverse to round out the series. Alright, so for this one, the 2003 Shelby Series 1 Supercharged, 2000 and the 2004 Mercedes-Benz SL600 R230 return. But we are now going up against the 2002 Celine S7, the 2003 Mercedes-Benz SLR McLaren, and the 1999 Aston Martin V8 Vantage. In other words, another 1 point race. Because there's not a second TVR in sight. Alright, already past the Aston Martin going into turn 1. Ooh, that was a bit tight. Alright, we'll just fly past the Mercedes-Benz SL600. Or the SL, I should just call it. Go around the outside of the Mercedes-Benz SLR for P3. Fly past the Shelby going into the next corner for P2. The Celine is smashed into the wall of the final corner and is completely fumbling the lead of the race. That was an easy overtake. Alright, start of lap 2, we are 2.5 seconds clear of the Celine in P2. As now we have our own driving blunder alongside the Celine, who has done the same thing but to a much more extreme degree. My cope is that the TVR is just a difficult car to drive. That's my cope. Actually, because of that mistake, the Mercedes-Benz SLR has just taken P2 off the Celine. Gap was like 5.2 to 5.9 in Sector 1. Gap is 6.7 in Sector 2 to the Mercedes-Benz SLR. Right, final lap. Is that early enough? It was early enough. Starting the last lap, gap is 9.4 seconds to the Mercedes-Benz SLR in P2. Gap 11.2 seconds to the Mercedes-Benz SLR in Sector 1. Gap Sector 2 is a 10.9 seconds to the Mercedes-Benz SLR. And as we round the final corner, that is going to be the Premium Sports Lounge wrapped up. We won by 13.5 seconds from the Mercedes-Benz SLR. 12,000 credits again. And now we get to collect our first reward car of the stream. What's it gonna be? It's gonna be a 2000 Lotus Esprit Sport 350 in new aluminium metallic. Nice. A cool car. Not sure if we'll be using it in the playthrough, but it's a nice car regardless. And now the next event is Homologation Heroes. So let's hop in a car that's eligible for it so I can have a look at the list or the car roster. So I can try and better balance myself with the AI. We'll hop on my Evo 6. Alright, so a lot of Mitsubishis, a lot of Subarus. Apparently, actually, the list is so long that it's even saying etc. in the typical opponents. I could give this event a try with the Nissan Silvia or the Peugeot 205. Actually, no, we'll run the Mitsubishi here. It does have some upgrades on it, but the upgrades that I do have on it outside of these sports tires are they're just tires that, or it's just parts that don't affect the amount of A-spec points we get, which is ideally why I want to balance out the my car in comparison to the AI, so I can try and maximize A-spec points. So we'll give it a wash and an oil change just to be sure, keep it in peak performance. Alright, that's all done. Alright, now we'll jump in. Our first race is going to be 3 laps of El Capitan to start off. And for the first race, we're going to be up against a 1980 Renault 5 Turbo, a 1997 Subaru Impreza Sedan WRX STI version 4, a 1998 Subaru Impreza 22B STI, a 1994 Mitsubishi Lancer Evolution 2 GSR, and a 2000 Subaru Impreza Sedan WRX STI version. Okay. So, yep, put the road tires back on, and that's about it. And we will bump up the nitrous output to 100%. So this is going to be a 118-point race. Put in second. Use nitrous here to get past most of the field. And then we'll get past, you'll go down the inside of this, oh no. 97 Subaru Impreza has got the grip. Doesn't have the power though. So we'll just use our nitrous to take the lead of the race. And now we can switch to using our nitrous defensively. You aren't late today. Welcome to the stream, Vita. We have just started the Homologation Heroes series. So all that you've missed really is just us completing the Premium Sports Lounge series, and that's it. And we got a 2000 Lotus Esprit Sport 350 as our reward car, which is a nice car, but not sure we are going to be using it in the future. I used the TVR for that, and even on road tyres I was still completely destroying the AI. And so now I've switched to, for the Homologation Heroes, I'm using the Evo 6 that I've ran for the Evolution meeting. I took the sport soft tyres off to give myself some extra A-spec points, so this is now a 118 point race. Alright. Start of lap 2, we are 5.9 seconds ahead of the 97 Subaru Impreza. I think the gap was 7.7 seconds in Sector 1 as the 22B Subaru Impreza has taken P2 off of the 97 Subaru Impreza. Gap to the the 98 Subaru Impreza is 9.4 seconds in Sector 2. Start of the final lap, we are 10.5 seconds ahead of the 98 Subaru Impreza in P2. I was actually considering running either the Nissan Silvia that I won from the Silvia sisters, or the Peugeot 205 that I won from the 206 Cup. But ultimately I ended up deciding on the Mitsubishi, which in hindsight I probably should have ran a little like one of those two, because I think at the point of the game that I'm currently in this playthrough, we already have such great cars and so much money that I don't think we have to worry about saving money anymore. But it's okay. Gaps come down to 10 seconds in Sector 2. The 98 Subaru Impreza is catching up. But they're not going to catch up enough. As we take the win in Race 1 of the Homologation Heroes series. And claim a solid 118 A-Spec points from that as well. As we win by 9.7 seconds from the 98 Subaru Impreza. And we only get 7,500 credits for that, which is a bit low, to be honest. Personally think that it should be a little bit more money. Anyways, next race, we got 3 laps of Seattle Circuit. So for this one, the 2000 Subaru Impreza Sedan WRX STI version returns. But now we're going up against the 1984 Ford RS200, the 1983 Nissan Silvia 240 RS S110 that I was talking about earlier, the 2004 Mitsubishi Lancer Evolution 8 MR GSR, and the 1994 Subaru Impreza Sedan WRX STI. And this one's going to be a 121 point race. So you got more A-Spec points on offer for this one than the El Capitan race. So straight away we're going to use some nitrous to keep up with the pack going into turn 1. Going to use some nitrous to get past the 94 Subaru Impreza and the Nissan for P4. Some more nitrous here to get past the 04 Mitsubishi Lancer for P3. RS200's worth 70 points. That's good to know. Going to use our nitrous to get past the Ford for P2. Will say as I screw up that chicane and go into the wall. Despite that Ford being worth a lot of A-Spec points, it seems like the real challenge here is this 2000 Subaru Impreza. Dive down the inside and we'll take the lead. There's a spray of nitrous. Just to keep myself ahead going into the next corner. It's a fair guess, but it seems like this Subaru wants to make a statement. We use our last remaining nitrous here on this start-finish straight as we start the final lap with a 2.2 second gap to the 2000 Subaru Impreza in P2. Gap is 3 seconds in Sector 1 to the 2000 Subaru Impreza. A little bit too much rotation under braking. We tapped the inside wall. Gaps come down to 2.6 seconds in Sector 2. They're not going to catch up enough though. Around the final corner. And that's going to be race 2 of the homologation heroes in the bag. And a solid 121 A-spec points to go with that as we win by 3.6 seconds from the 2000 Subaru Impreza. Collect another 7,500 credits. Then we move on to the final race in the series. Which is going to be 6 laps of Tsukuba Circuit. So for this one, the 1994 Mitsubishi Lancer Evolution 2 GSR, 1994 Subaru Impreza Sedan WRX STI, and the 1980 Renault 5 Turbo make a return. But now we're going up against the 1992 Mitsubishi Lancer Evolution GSR and the 2002 Ford Focus RS. So these cars are going to make this a 104-point race, which is the least in the series. And I can see where the points are being held back. It's definitely from that Renault. As we already take it into P5, or take it into turn 1 for P5. Gonna try and cut down on the inside here. Nope. Gonna hold around the outside. Squeeze it a little wide. Too far back to dive on the forward. We will be able to take it on the straights with nitrous. Oh. A little bit of contact with the 94 Mitsubishi Lancer as we take P2 into turn 1. We'll either wait until the straight or wait until the hairpin leading onto the straight to make our move. Gonna wait until the straight. There's our nitrous, and we're into the lead of the race. Starting lap 3, we are 1 second ahead of the 92 Mitsubishi Lancer. Gap 1.5 in sector 1, sorry. Gap 2.5 in sector 2. Use some nitrous on this straight to build a bigger gap. Halfway through the race now. Start of lap 4, gap is 4.8 seconds to the 92 Mitsubishi Lancer. Gap 5.2 in sector 1. Gap 6.2 in sector 2. Use some nitrous on the straight again. Lap 5, gap at the start of lap 5 is 8.2 seconds to the 92 Mitsubishi Lancer. Gap 8.9 in sector 1. Gap 9.2 in sector 2 as we burn the rest of our nitrous on this straight here. So we have no nitrous for the last lap. Final lap now. Gap is 10.6 seconds to the 92 Mitsubishi Lancer at the start of the final lap. Gap 10.9 in Sector 1. Gap 11.4 in Sector 2. And rounding the final corner, that's going to be the homologation heroes wrapped up. And that's also going to be the professional events hall wrapped up, which means we'll be getting not one, but 2 reward cars after this. And we won that race by 11.8 seconds from the 92 Mitsubishi Lancer. Tofitter, another 7,500 credits. And now we collect our reward cars. So for our first reward car for winning the homologation heroes, we get a 2002 Toyota RSC Rally Raid car. And for completing the professional events hall, we get the 2000 Mercedes-Benz CLK touring car. 2 great reward cars. Because our Toyota, I'm pretty sure, is now our fastest non-upgraded rally car. And the Mercedes is just another option that we can use for the DTM Championship. And so with that, we can then move on to the extreme events. Now, originally, we would have 3 events to do here, but in the most recent update, they moved the GT World Championship back to its vanilla game license requirement of being an International A event. So that means next up, we've got the Gran Turismo All-Stars Championship. And for this, we are going to be going up against various race cars. And rally cars, actually, as well. So, what should we run for this? CLK, we could run the CLK. I want to try something here. For the added challenge, I want to run the Evo 4 rally car. We'll probably end up changing cars after the first race, after realizing it'll be most likely way too slow, but may as well give it a try. We have the money to do so. Now for this car, my main concern, along with just overall car performance, is that these are quite a lot of laps. So tyre wear might be a bit of a concern, but we will have to see when we actually do these races. So there's some upgrades that I want to have a look at first. There's nothing in exhaust, it's already fully upgraded, brakes are fully upgraded. I do want nitrous. Drivetrain is fully upgraded. Turbo is stage 2 stock. Suspension's fully upgraded. Tires. I will keep the racing super hards. And here I don't think this car really needs the increased rigidity, to be honest. So nor do I know if it needs it, but I assume it doesn't, considering it's already a pretty rigid car. So yeah. So first round is going to be our first race is going to be 7 laps of high speed ring reverse. So this is definitely going to be a race where I'm going to be struggling in terms of straight line speed. Yeah. So for the first round, for this championship, I'm up against a 1986 Peugeot 205 Turbo 16 Evo 2 rally car, a 2000 Nissan Xanavi Hiroto GTR JGTC, a 2000 Toyota Wood One Tom Supra JGTC, a 2003 Nissan Xanavi Nismo GTR JGTC, and a 1985 Lancia Delta S4 rally car. In other words, I'm up against some pretty fast cars. Let's crank up our nitrous output to, we'll say 75%. Brakes, I won't worry about that. Here I will bump this up, so we'll go 15 up front and 12 on the rear. I'm going to crank that ride height all the way down for high speed ring. Actually, I'll give it a little bit of room. We'll go 105 millimeters. Bound will go with 4. Rebound will go with 10. Camber angle, I want 1.4 on the front and rear. And stabilizers, I want 4 front and rear. Actually, no, I want 1 on the front and 4 on the rear. Transmission, we'll go 15. Downforce, for high speed ring, we're going to turn it all the way down to 9 and 11. Acceleration, I want 60-60 front rear. Then I want 5 decel and 5 on the front and rear. And here, front wheel distribution, I want 25% to the front wheels. Alright, let's see how this goes. If this doesn't work, then we'll just look at other cars. I will qualify. Actually, ding ding ding, I have an idea. I'm going to abandon this championship and I'm going to go buy softer tyre compounds to use for qualifying. I will go with the racing soft tyres, because the super softs will be too soft And they will wear out before I even start my lap. Most likely. Oh, whoops. Accidentally entered the GT World Championship. I want GT All-Stars. Alright, so now I'm going to be going up against a new grid of cars. Something on my left monitor. This is a lot more concerning because there's a severe lack of rally cars and now more race cars. So this one I've got the 2000 Toyota Castrol Tom Super JGTC, the 2001 Toyota Esso Ultraflow Super JGTC, the Toyota Denso Sard Super GT JGTC, the 2003 Toyota Wood One Tom Super JGTC, and the 2002 Audi Apt TTR touring car. Yikes. Do I have the softs on? Yes, I do. Alright. Let's see if I can at least get pole position in qualifying. If not, then that is going to be a very concerning sign. Different pit lane. Jeez, look how fast the front left. The front left's already in the green after one corner. Or at least turquoise. Oh yeah, this thing turns in. It's definitely got turn in under the brakes. And off throttle. We got this, we got this. If we can get pole position, I would consider that a W. Let's use our nitrous. I think we are on pretty good pace. Yeah, we're 1.2 up in Sector 1. We're on pace to get pole here. There goes our nitrous. Let's see. Survey says. Boom! Pole by 3.8. Alright, we got this. We got this. This is going to be pretty easy. It's not. This is not going to be easy. $200 A-spec points. You love to see it. Let's use some nitrous right off the line here to get ourselves a nice gap going into turn 1. Oh yeah, there's that grip. There's that grip that I was expecting. They're looking down the inside. Hanging around the outside. Use some nitrous. Come on. No, I can't keep up. I can't keep up. Nitrous. I'm shifting early because peak power in these rally cars are in the low RPMs, or low to mid-range. We're actually out-dragging the Toyota here without nitrous. We're going to use the nitrous to keep up. We were able to lead a whole lap. We were able to lead one lap, at least. Let's use that nitrous. As soon as I run out of nitrous, it's going to be over. Yeah, the problem is that I want to win every race. Like, I don't want to settle for losing one in a championship at least. If this was just a series, I'd be okay with that, but could use all the rest of my nitrous here. At least this is it's a fun optic and a fun spectacle to watch as I try to keep up with JGTC cars in a Group A rally car, or what is essentially a Group A. Yeah, it's more like a WRC car. I don't think Group A was a thing, although I think this was still using Group A regulations. A 2003 Toyota Supra though is checked out. It is completely left everyone else. I'm out of nitrous now as well. The slipstream though is keeping me within in reach of at least everyone else. Ugh. What I could do though, I definitely could put the stage 3 turbo in and just kind of gradually upgrade this car until it becomes competitive. That is something that we could do as well. Either that or we could have a look at the tyre wear on this racing super hard and see if we can maybe get away with running a hard tyre. That's another option. We are definitely out of reach now though, unfortunately. Because I think the way to go here in terms of like the upgrade path, I think if we want to maximize A-spec points, I think we focus on making this car hyper grippy. We're trying to get as much grip out of the car as we can before we start focusing on power. Because power is this car's weakness in comparison to the competition. So let's do that. We'll purchase the racing hard tyres. We will still qualify with the softs, just to get us on pole position. And we'll also be, at the same time, just re-rolling and seeing if we can get lucky with a less competitive lineup of cars. Like this, for example. This is a less competitive lineup. Unfortunately, we have what is arguably an even faster car than the 2003 Toyota Supra and the... Well, you can probably see it, but we're going up against the 2000 Toyota Denso Sard Supra GT JGTC, a 1998 Ford Escort rally car, a 2001 Jaguar XJ220 LM race car, which is the car I was referring to, the 1986 Peugeot 205 T16 Evo 2 rally car, and the 2001 Hyundai Accent rally car. So I mean, half the grid is rally cars, but we also now have an LM race car on the grid. I'm gonna adjust the brake balance here. Go 5 front, 1 rear. And we've got the soft tyres on. And I'm also going to crank the nitrous up as well, just for qualifying. Excuse me. Definitely much nicer on the brakes, I'll say that. Could probably do with maybe increasing the decel on the rear axle as well. So I think it might be over rotating a little bit under off throttle at least. Oh yeah, feel the power with the nitrous. We're gonna hit 300 with less than 300 horsepower. Simply lovely. I think I might need to even increase make it even more frontward biased as well on the brakes. Because the front tires are really biting on some of these corners here. Alright, use our nitrous again. And that's going to be pole by 4.8 seconds. And interestingly, the Peugeot has outqualified the Jaguar. Very interesting indeed. Let's drop our nitrous back down to 75%. I'm going to do 7 on the front, and for the diff I'm going to go up to 10 on the rear. Alright, let's see how we go. Still a 200-point race. Oh my god, that Peugeot is fast. That Peugeot is so fast off the line. Oh my god, it's even fast in the corners. That Peugeot is quick. Yeah, but I wasn't expecting it to outrun the Jaguar XJ220 LM race car, even in the corners. Although I say that, the XJ220 is was probably caught up in traffic. Actually, no, it wasn't. It was in P3. Oh, there's the downside of the Peugeot. It's topping out. The Jaguar's keeping up with it in the corners, or at least it's catching up to it in the corners, but the Peugeot just pulls away on the straights. And I'm using my nitrous just to keep up on the straights. At least until we get to the top speed part of the track, and then it just tops out. The Jaguar might pass the Peugeot here, actually. It has. That's not good! That's not good! Don't do that. Screw it, just burn the rest of the nitrous. I'm not going to be able to keep up again. It's lurking, but it's going to pass very, very soon. And by soon, I mean right now. Yes, give me the slipstream. And also just go unnecessarily slow in this part of the corner. Just gave it a bump, that's less than ideal. I'm going to continue this race just so I can get an idea on whether or not it's worth buying the medium tires. So Peugeot's gotten past now. How unfortunate. It's looking like the hard tire might be the limit here. That's very impressive from the Peugeot though. To be able to keep up with a GTLM car is very impressive for a Group B rally car. Now I've got the Toyota approaching me fast. Alright, I've got enough information. The hard tyre is definitely the limit here. So now we're going to start boosting this car. Give it more power. Essentially make our Group A rally car into a Group B rally car. Stage 3 turbo, that's going to give us 408 horsepower. Alright, what are we looking at now? What grid do we have this time? Not an ideal one. We've got a 1985 Lancia Delta S4 rally car, a 2001 Nissan Xanavi Hiroto GTR JGTC, a 2001 Honda Loctite Mugen NSX JGTC, a 1994 Opel Calibra touring car, and a 2000 Honda Castrol Mugen NSX JGTC. Alright, soft tires for qualifying, 100% nitrous for qualifying. That's not what I wanted to look at. This is what I wanted to look at. 10 on the front for brake balance, and then that's fine. Alright, let's see what we can do. I forgot to extend my gearing to accommodate for the extra power, but that's fine. Bless me. Alright. Actual rocket ship with nitrous. I'm going to easily get pole position here. Now 7.2 seconds. I'll be right back. I'm going to go quickly blow my nose. And yeah, I will go and try this race again. See what I can do. Alright, we back. We back. Yep. That's it. Oh, wait, hold on a second. No, I need to adjust the gearing. That'll do. But interestingly, it seems that the opposite here has happened with the previous grid of cars, where the Group B car is now at the back of the grid instead of being right at the front. So let's see what we can do here. It's gone down to a 178 point race, unfortunately, but it's actually looking pretty manageable so far. I can't be doing stuff like that. And the JGTC cars are definitely quicker than me in the corners, unsurprisingly. Use a little bit of nitrous here to build a gap. Oh, oh, thank Christ. Man. Stop. What's going around? Uh-oh. Oh, wasn't expecting that. Caught me off guard. It's gonna go slow here though, which is good for me. And it's not gonna sit in my slipstream either, which is also nice. I'm just trying to preserve at least some nitrous a little bit. And I'm also getting an idea on where I can probably use it. Yeah, like maybe I might use it in the exits of corners. Yeah, it seems like using the nitrous on the exits of corners is working pretty nicely. Because at least on the straight here I can just start pulling away and like build a little bit of a gap and get some breathing room. But it looks like we're in a good position, yeah. As long as I can drive the car and not keep putting it into walls. The tyres are definitely going off though. Alright, out of nitrous. That's going to be race 1 though. We got round 1 done. Now we just got to do it 9 more times. Bosh. Shameful behavior from the Opal. Look at that. That is useless. It's going to be a solid 20,000 credits. And moving on to the next round. Next we got 6 laps of Fuji Speedway 80s. So same thing as before. Quali spec car. That just reset my brake controller. Are we ready to go? I will say, I think the reason why the Lancia is maybe not competing as well as the Peugeot is because the Lancia has a shorter gear ratio. So it was probably topping out much earlier than the Peugeot would have. Alright. What sort of speed can we get on this straight? $335 kilometers an hour in a rally car. Yep, no problem. $5.4. I'm getting greedy. I'm getting greedy. What? You're telling me because I increased the downforce on this car, it made it less A-spec points? Even when I downgraded my tires? Oh, that is. The Lancia's holding them up. This is what we like to see. Wait, the Lancia actually has a pretty decent top end. Why didn't it not out-qualify the GTC cars then at high speed ring? If the Peugeot could stop sliding as well. Oh my god. The Honda has gotten past. that is a little bit concerning. Jeez. Problem for me is that I'm getting a little bit low on the N2O. And the Lancia is just constantly topping out, so it's not really able to challenge or hold up the Honda. And I'm running out of nitrous, man. Yes. Fight for position. That's not good. I am out of nitrous, and that Honda is going to be alongside going into turn 1. No break. Oh no! Yep. No, don't have it. Don't have it. Ah. No grid. More power. And of course they give me the super easy baby opponents as well as soon as I go and spend 90 grand on a stage 4 turbo. This would be a great lineup of cars if the Jaguar wasn't there. Alright. So, what are my brakes doing, man? Can, like... Alright. Alright, let's give it a try. We're down to 148 points now. Thanks, car. 24 front, 24 one brake balance, by the way, and still does stuff like that. Incredible. Alright. Roughly matching the pace of the Jaguar in P2. 4 down, 3 to go. Gap is 3.3 seconds to the Jaguar in P2. 2.3 in Sector 1. Gap at the start of lap 6 is 3 seconds to the Jaguar. Guess the Jaguar's tyres are now in the optimal grip window. Alright, that's round 1 done. That's 20,000 credits. Alright. See how we do in this one. Stay on the track. So frustrating. It's not working. Alright, chat. I'm gonna end it here. And I think the plan I'll go with for tomorrow, or will I stream tomorrow? Let me have a look. But either way, the plan is that we will go into... is that I'm planning on going into the Gran Turismo All-Stars with the Mercedes-Benz CLK touring car here. I think that might be the what I'm going for, because I'm avoiding the what is it, the Denso Sard Super and the Audi DTM car, because they have more power. Yeah, just let me check to see if I can actually do work tomorrow. I'll do streaming. It's gonna be probably not. Yeah, it looks like I might not be streaming tomorrow or even on Saturday. So whenever we get to this stream again, or whenever we go live with this playthrough again, we'll go into the GT All Stars with the Mercedes and see what we can do, because I just wasn't able to make the rally car work. So thanks everyone for coming out. Drop a like. Feel free to subscribe on YouTube as well, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Later.